What is up guys, it's Luck, YGO, welcome back to the channel, and today guys I'm bringing you my Ancient Gear deck profile. So guys, let me tell you, there's two variants of the Ancient Gear build, the one with the Ultimate Fusion that just turbos out the Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, and the Control variant of the deck, which is the one I'm actually showcasing today in today's deck profile. But don't worry guys, I will bring the Ultimate Fusion variant of the build in the future, but for the time being I'm showcasing this one, as this one is my favorite version of the deck, as it feels more Ancient Gear like for me at least. So guys, without any further ado, let's just get right into the deck profile, and like always we start with the skill. It's Dr. Valiant Crawler, and this skill says that at the start of your first turn, this card is flipped face up while in the center spell and trap zone, and then its effect will resolve. So this skill is middle-aged max, and when it's flipped face up, it basically becomes the Ancient Gear Castle spell card. So the Ancient Gear Castle and this skill basically do the same, and they say that all Ancient Gear monsters on the field gain 300 attack. Also, each time a monster is normal summon or set, you can place one counter on this card. Then, if you were to tribute summon one Ancient Gear monster face up, you can tribute this card instead, if the number of counters on this card is equal or greater to the required tributes for the tribute summon of that Ancient Gear monster. So this skill is basically Ancient Gear Castle, no less, no more, and it's a very good card in my opinion, because it helps you turbo out your bigger monsters like the Ancient Gear Golem, that's the boss monster of the deck. And let's get into the main deck, and like I just said, I do play one copy of Ancient Gear Golem, as this card is not that hard to summon as it might seem. We also play one Toon Ancient Gear Golem, as this card is basically the Ancient Gear Golem, but it has a restriction that cannot attack the turn it's summoned, while the Ancient Gear Golem can. Even though that's a very bad restriction, this card is actually very good in this deck because, unlike Ancient Gear Golem, this card can be special summoned, and I'll show you guys in a little bit how we special summon to an Ancient Gear Golem, but for now let's keep moving on into the monsters, and we play double copies of the Ancient Gear Beast. It's a level 6 that negates the effects of any monster it destroys by battle and sends to the graveyard. Also guys, if you guys didn't know, all Ancient Gears have basically the same effect that says that when they start attacking until the end of the damage step, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards in response to this card's attack, so they're actually very good against decks that are full of battle traps. Anyway, moving on, we also play triple copies of Ancient Gear Knight. This is just a normal summon, very big beat stick. With the Ancient Gear Castle it becomes a 2100 normal summon, but guys keep in mind that this is a Gemini monster, meaning that you have to normal summon it on the next turn after you normal summoned it already to the field, in order for him to gain the effect of all Ancient Gears, which is, if this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell traps until the end of the damage step. So guys, this rounds out the Ancient Gear monster package of the deck, and now we move on into the rest of the other monsters. We play double copies of Cyber Dragon, as this is a very big beat stick that is no longer on the ban list and can be special summoned very easily, and works in two ways for this deck, because we can actually just special summon and tribute him for the Ancient Gear Beast or the Toon or the Ancient Gear Golem, even if we have Gear Town on our side of the field, as Gear Town makes all of our Ancient Gear monsters require one less tribute for them to be summoned. But anyway, moving on, we also play triple copy of Breaker, the Magical Warrior, as this card is very good spell trap removal and is no longer on the ban list as well. Also, this card destroys one spell trap on the field, and guys keep in mind that this also works for our side, so we can actually use the Breaker to destroy our Gear Town if we need to. And guys, if you're asking why would we want to destroy our own Gear Town, well, the answer for that, if you guys didn't know, is that when Gear Town is destroyed, we can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from our hand, deck or graveyard. So basically the whole goal of Gear Town is just to get destroyed so we can actually summon very big monsters like the Toon Ancient Gear Golem, which I mentioned can be special summoned, unlike Golem and Beast. So the targets for Gear Town in this deck are actually the Ancient Gear Knights and the Toon Ancient Gear Golem, hence why we play one copy of him instead of playing Golem. But anyway, moving on into the last monsters, we also play, just to defend ourselves, double copy of Sphere Kuriboh, as in this deck, since the skill already occupies one of the spell and trap zones, we actually want to play cards in our hand to defend ourselves instead of maxing out on traps. But this is all for the monsters, and now we move on into the spells. And in the spells, like I said, we play triple copies of Gear Town, very important card as it allows our Ancient Gear monsters to be summoned with one less tribute, so in this case, if we have Gear Town on our side of the field, we can actually just normal summon the Ancient Gear Beast for free. Also, like I said, if Gear Town is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, we can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from our hand, deck or graveyard, which is very strong. Moving on, we also play double copies of Double Cyclone, and this is very interesting because this card is actually very good. It's basically an Mystical Space Typhoon as long as we destroy one of our spell traps, and this is the best deck to play this card on because we actually want to destroy our own Gear Towns, so this is a very neat tech card to play in decks like this. Moving on, we also play one copy of Galaxy Cyclone, as this card is very decently good right now, and when activated it destroys a face-down spell trap on the field. But in the next turn you can just banish this card from the graveyard to target one face-up spell trap card on the field and destroy it, and yes, do keep in mind that that actually works with our face-up gear down, so this card has double value in this deck as well. Anyway, moving on. We also play Book of Moon, just as a standard very decent card overall, and to round out the spells, we play double copies of Soul Exchange. Why I play this is very simple, it's because the deck has a lot of tribute summons, so we have the double Cyber Dragons, the double Ancient Gear Beast, and the Toon Ancient Gear Golem, and the Ancient Gear Golem, and one more card in the side that I'll show you guys in a little bit. So this card is basically very good. But guys, do keep in mind that when you activate this card gives you a lot of advantage, and the drawback for that is that you have to skip your battle phase during the turn you activate this card, so guys, don't forget that. But anyway, moving on into the rest of the deck, in the traps we play double copies of Wall of Disruption to round out the 3 offs together with the Book of Moon, just a very decently good card. We also play one Oboku, just one simple copy of Oboku to defend ourselves, and the one-off limited, the Floodgate Trapple, which is a very good card in my opinion, and this card is not seeing any play right now, so I'm playing it just for the sake of catching our opponents out of guard. But guys, this is all for the main deck, and now I'm gonna show you the entire extra and side deck. Moving on into the extra, it actually doesn't matter, we do play the one Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, but we do not summon them on this build, one copy of Wild Wingman and one copy of Super Vigorous's Stealth Union. They are here just to make our opponent think that we might be playing Awakening the Dragon, but in reality we are not, and this is just to scare him off. But moving on into what really matters is the side deck, and in the side we play one copy of Jinzu as the last tribute summon for this Soul Exchange, and a very overall decently good card. That's the reason also why I only play 4 traps in the main deck, because Jinzu is a very good card, and I'm actually thinking of bumping him up to 2 in the side deck. We also play one copy of Shield Crush, just to destroy your opponent's defense position annoying monsters, one copy of Soul Release as some Graveyard Disruption, one copy of Night Beam just as some added spell trap removal, and double copies of New Kid on the Block, the Magic Drain, which is a very good card in my opinion currently in this format. So guys, this is all for the side deck, and now I'm gonna lay out the entire main and side and extra for you guys to take a look and copy the deck list for you if you guys want to do it. So guys, here it is the entire main deck for you, and guys, do keep in mind that this deck is not meta at all. It's a very board control heavy build and relies big time on our normal summons, so try our best to stop your opponent from disrupting your own summons. We play 14 monsters in the main deck, 9 spells and 4 traps, even though we can actually play some more traps if you guys want to switch like cards like Waboku or one of Wall of Disruption for cards like Wild Cyclone or Blast with Chain, since they actually work very well together with the double Cyclone, because we'll get bonus effects of destroying our own cards, in the form of disruption on your opponent's side of the field. But yeah guys, like I said, 14 monsters, 9 spells and 4 traps for a total of 27 cards in the main deck. And here it is the entire extra and side deck for you guys to copy as well. And guys, if you do want to make some changes to the deck and side deck especially, feel free to do so, as the side deck might not apply for the decks you play against yourselves. So guys, do keep that in mind. But anyway guys, this is all for today's deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel, maybe even leave a like down below if you did enjoy this type of video and want to see more content like this in the future. And if you have some specific deck profiles you'd like to see yourself in the future, feel free to comment down below, as I read all of your guys' comments, and I'm more than happy to try my best and bring you guys the content you asked for, of course as long as it's possible for me to do so. But once again guys, thank you for watching. But anyway, this is Locke YGO, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Out.